Hello everyone, welcome to my class once again. So, this is part 3 of the story Indigo. So, Gandhiji started collecting facts from different sources to know what is sharecropping actually. And he came to know that the British men, the Englishmen, they owned large estates in Champaran, and the farmers, they worked on their land as tenants. Okay, and the British landlords, what they did, they compelled the peasants to grow, use 15% of the land, 15% of their land to grow indigo over there. Okay, the 15% of land should be used for growing indigo. And then they wanted the peasants to surrender the entire harvest to them as tax, okay, as rent, you can say, as rent. They were, because the peasants were harvesting, doing the cultivation on their land, the land that was owned by the British landlords, so they wanted them to give some rent. And what will be the rent? The rent will be this, that 15% of the land will be used for indigo cultivation and the entire crop will be surrendered as rent. Now, why the English landlords gave so much stress on indigo cultivation? Because indigo cultivation was very profitable during that time. They used to export this indigo from India and earn a very huge profit. That's why they were so interested in indigo cultivation. But indigo was such a crop which used to make the lands unfertile. That is why the peasants were not very interested to do this indigo cultivation, because that would leave their land, make their land unfertile, and they were unable to grow. Once indigo is grown on a particular soil, that on that soil then other crops does not grow properly. So that's why the peasants, they did not want to waste that portion of the land and grow indigo. And when they refused to do it, the British landlords, they applied several methods. They started beating them up, they started compelling them, forcing them for this. So this was actually sharecropping in Champaran. Gandhiji understood it. And then when Gandhiji had reached Champaran, the situation was like this, that indigo cultivation had been stopped. Why indigo cultivation was stopped, was discontinued? Was it the reason that the British landlords started taking pity on the farmers' demand? No. The reason was this, that the Englishmen, they come to know that Germany was producing synthetic indigo which was very cheap and production was very huge. In huge quantity, they were producing indigo at a very cheap rate. So there was no need to export indigo from India. So the Englishmen told the peasants that they were releasing them from that 50% contract. Now the peasants were uneducated, illiterate section of the society. They never read newspaper. They never kept news about what is happening all over the world. So whatever false stories were told to them by the Englishmen, they believed in it blindly. They were told that indigo cultivation was being stopped because they will be now free to grow any crop that they want. Only what they should do, the farmers should give a compensation, because the British landlords were releasing them from this contract of 15% growth of indigo in their land. They should give them a compensation. Now the farmers were not knowing anything. Some of the peasants thought that if by giving compensation they are getting free from this contract of 15% contract of indigo cultivation forever, then why not give the compensation? So they gave it away. Some patients were poor, they did not want to give, so they did not give it. That was the situation of Champaran when Gandhiji arrived there. Alright? That was the situation of Champaran when Gandhiji arrived there. And then he came to know that the sharecropping arrangement was very you can say irritating for the patients, and many of the patients, they signed willingly. Okay? Some of the patients refused to pay the compensation. They went to the court. What the British officers did, the Englishmen, the landlords, what did they do? They hired this, you can say, professional hooligans. They hired professional people who used to beat up other people. That was their profession only. They hired such people who used to beat up the poor people and compel them to do as instructed or as wanted. So that was the scenario of Champaran when Gandhiji arrived there. Indigo cultivation was stopped, but the patients felt that they have been greatly cheated, deceived by the Britishers. Now Gandhiji tried to get more facts, gather more facts so that his case becomes strong enough. Even if he goes to the court, he wanted his case to become very strong. So first he visited the British Landlords Association. The secretary told him that they were not ready to give any information to an outsider. Then Gandhiji tried to convince him that he was not an outsider. Then next Gandhiji met the British official commissioner of Tirhut division, and Gandhiji wrote a report also. The report was this, that after working for the day, the whole day, Gandhiji reported that, Gandhiji said that when he went to meet the British official commissioner at Tirhut district, instead of cooperating with him or instead of giving him any sort of information, the person started humiliating him. Gandhiji was asked to leave Tirhut immediately, or else action will be taken against him. He was warned, rather, you can say threatened rather. Gandhiji did not leave Tirhut. He stayed over there. Instead of that, what he did, he went to Motihari, which was the capital of Champaran. Many lawyers went along with him. At the railway station of Motihari, a huge crowd welcomed him, greeted him. And he was staying at the house of a person in Motihari, and he was using that house as his headquarters. Alright? Now, our report reached Gandhi, our news came to Gandhiji that a patient in the village nearby, near Motihari, has been beaten up, treated very badly by the British Englishmen, by the Britishers, and Gandhiji wanted to go and meet him and get the exact report, what had exactly happened. So he started his journey in the morning. He wanted to go to that village and meet that person who was treated like that. After moving a very short distance, Gandhiji was stopped. Who stopped him? He was stopped by a messenger from the police superintendent. Okay. Gandhiji was stopped by a messenger from the police superintendent, and he was asked to go back to Motihari. He was asked not to visit Tirhut because that would mean that he was taking law in his own hand, because the order was something else. So Gandhiji listened to the order and he returned back to his place. Gandhiji, he signed a receipt and he was asked to leave Champaran immediately. A message was sent to him. Gandhiji received the message, signed it, but wrote on it that he would disobey the order. He cannot abide by the order, He will disobey the order, he will stay in Champaran and he will not leave it. So such was the, you can say, determination of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, this much only in this video.